Alrighty, guys, we're still getting set up for the next part of our little mini PlayStation Nation block, but in the meantime, we have a $10 donation from B9 Slack saying, "Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thanks everyone that helps this event do amazing work. You don't really understand the effect a $5 donation does on the rest of the world." I think we do. We've just crossed $135,000. Thank you guys all so much for that. We're still trying to make that push to make Zem sing the Star-Spangled Banner before Ratchet & Clank. Again, that will be right after this run, so you guys don't have that much time. It's currently at $3,200, just about out of $5,000. So please get those donations in. You definitely don't want to miss this. He's a classically trained opera singer, so it's going to be pretty fantastic. I want to throw a huge shout out and thanks to Power Up Audio. They're an indie sound studio from Vancouver. They've done a lot of work on a lot of indie games like Crypt of the Necrodancer and Action Hank. Their whole team is here at SGDQ doing all of our sound. Huge thank you, Jeff, Joey, Kevin, and Cole. Please check out all their work at powerupaudio.com. All right, we're still getting set up. In the meantime, I'm going to throw out a couple quick donations. We have a $25 donation from Gal's Got Moxie saying, "How could I live with myself if I didn't do my part to get the Star-Spangled Banner sung on the 4th of July? Hashtag Murica." We have an anonymous $50 donation saying, "Gotta hear the Star-Spangled Banner because Murica. I'm glad I could be here having a great time." We have a $50 donation from McRed saying, "Love me some GDQ. Let's get those borders removed from those doctors while we remove sight from ROM Scout. Blindfold that Soten." Alrighty, we are still working on getting set up. We'll bring it to you as soon as we can. In the meantime, let's have some more donations. We have a $5 donation from Trevor31 saying, love Ape Escape, Spyro, and Ratchet & Clank. Put this towards Zem singing, which, again, is a reminder that we are trying to get Zem to sing the Star Spangled Banner on the 4th of July before Ratchet & Clank. Only got one more run to do that. After this race, it's going to be going, so this has to happen now. It's at $3,672. You guys have made great progress. Let's get all the way to that $5,000 mark. Let's make him sing it. It's really going to be good, I promise. We have a $19.94 donation from Elliot saying, loving SGDQ so far, maybe my fifth, and so far my second donating. Donating €15 equivalent to the Star Spangled Banner on this Colonial Unappreciation Day. Again, guys, thank you so much. We're also really close to 136,000. Let's go ahead and get there and keep pushing beyond. We have a $10 donation from Deep Hesu67 saying, greetings from Finland. Let's hear the man sing before Ratchet & Clank. We have a $50 donation from Doc Jazz saying, happy Independence Day, everyone. Let's get the singing goal met. USA hype. We have a $45 donation from Tustin2121 saying, sure, I'd love to hear the Star Spangled Banner sung by someone who can actually sing. Let's do this. Again, guys, with all of your generous donations, we're now only about $1,000 off of that, so please get those in. It's got to be in before the end of this run. I think we're almost getting set up here, guys. Thank you for being patient. Just a little bit longer, I promise. We have a $50 donation from Anonymous saying, first time donating and I have to while my favorite game is being played. All the childhood memories playing Spyro. Also, this is a great cause and it's incredible what you are all doing. Keep it up and save those frames and kill the animals. We have a $50 donation from Llama218 saying, I was going to wait till later to donate, but we have to have Zem sing the Star Spangled Banner on the 4th of July.
Okay, so we...
Yeah.
Sir.
All right, so do you want me to count down?
Sure.
Okay. Backwards from 3 on go. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Spyro 3 for the original PlayStation, last of the Spyro games made by Insomniac Games. In case you missed it, Spyro's a purple dragon. It's an action platformer game, kind of a collectathon. We've got an unskippable or mildly skippable cutscene going here. Immediately after the cutscene, both of the gentlemen are going to race forward and immediately run into another unskippable cutscene with Bianca appearing on this sort of rainbow travel thing. As soon as she starts talking, they can dismiss her, and they're going to go into the first level, which is Sunny Villa. Immediately after entering Sunny Villa, they're both going to attempt a trick they're going to use over and over in this run called a proxy. I think when we get there, one of the gentlemen are going to explain proxy for you.
Yeah.
So, you're...
Okay. Do we do it? Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. So basically, we're going to be doing what's called a dead body proxy in this level. Hopefully one of us will be getting it. And a dead body proxy is essentially abusing an anti-softlock mechanic in this game. I got a little one. So what's happening here is that... Oh, nice. Good job. So, whenever we flame the enemy... Oh, I got a big forward one. Their hitbox stays around for a little bit, and the gist of a proxy is that Spyro is allowed to charge through an enemy's hitbox but not glide through it. Okay? So the proxy mechanic, or the buttons I'm pressing, are charging and then jumping and doing a one-frame glide just by tapping X again at the right time. And that is me gliding in the hitbox, which the game freaks out and is like, no, don't do that. And it ejects you violently sometimes, hopefully, upwards.
Yeah.
Which allows us to do a fair bit of skipping in this level, or in this game, and you'll be seeing it a fair bit.
Yeah, there are 3 different types that we'll be explaining as the
As
run
they come up.
progresses.
wedc is already in Cloud Spires. Here he's going to do a jump called the momentum transfer jump right here.
Good.
Good.
Nice.
Oh, you active?
That jump is a lot harder than it actually looks.
Yeah, it's not just a simple charge jump.
A momentum charge jump is when you charge, then the moment you stop charging and you jump, and some of your momentum from the charge is translated into vertical momentum, which gives you a little extra height and lets you get a little bit further.
Okay, so coming up, you're going to see on WED screen the first swim in air. Swim is sort of weird in this game in that there's water planes and then there are also water containers. Any level that has a water container in it has what we call a swim trigger, which allows you to swim. But in a level that has a swim trigger, you can also get swim simply by charging a water plane, usually from out of bounds.
What Wed just did also is he went into Seashell Shore. Seashell Shore isn't open yet. You can watch it on Orsa's screen now. So you can see this sort of seashell-shaped portal. It's actually closed, but the developers, instead of like creating the portal when you unlock it, they just hid it underneath the level.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is you get swim in air, and then you can fly around freely through the level. You fly underneath, you find where the portal is, and you go through it, and you can enter a locked portal. And they're going to do that over and over because there are a bunch of locked portals in this game.
Portals are locked either for egg requirements, you need a certain number of eggs to open them, or by gem requirements, in that you have to pay Moneybags a certain amount of gems for him to open them.
Right. So in this run, there are actually 3 things you can be collecting. There are eggs, which you get occasionally, and you'll see Wed's getting an egg right now. There are also the gems littered all over the place. And we don't really care about either of those in the NE% run. All we actually care about are the people. So every time you visit a level, you get a person, and the person goes over to this vehicle that you're building, and the vehicle is how you get to the next hub world. So there's no way to skip that. You have to collect those people, and so this is why they're jumping into and then immediately jump. Oh, good job,
Nice.
Wed, yeah. You want to talk about that, Wed?
So that was called a wall glide. What you do is you basically shove Spyro into an angled slope for a certain amount of time so that he actually gains a little bit of height from it, which allows you to get to some places that you're not supposed to be able to.
Does he gain height, or does it just keep him gliding at the same height?
No, he gains a little bit, usually.
Now, Orsa got it?
Also, hopefully Orsa ends up getting the next type of proxy that's coming out, which is an animation proxy.
Right, the proxy on the wild boar. So it's like the dead body proxy almost completely, except you don't kill the animal first. So he's going to just,
Nice.
boom, right off the wild boar.
So the way that one works is that the boar has to go through a certain animation cycle. Like when he sees you, he gets all happy and then charges at you. I do a certain set of inputs to put Spyro inside of where the boar is going to be on his next frame of animation, and then the game wants to continue the animation cycle, so it pushes Spyro out in a very similar manner to a dead body proxy.
All right, so the level up here is Sheila's Alp. This is the first level with instances of RNG in it. It isn't really that significant, but it still can lose you a little bit of time due to like enemy spawns.
Each world has one playable character that's not Spyro that we'll be seeing. So the first world is Sheila, who's a kangaroo. She hops and kicks, and that's about it.
Well, she has a double jump that gets her up a lot higher.
She also has a bigger double jump, which is right there.
This level is an escort mission. I think all the missions that we're playing with the other characters are escort missions. And so you have to clear the way by getting rid of the bad guys. And finally, this guy will show up and give you an egg, and he's going to be the last person, I think?
Yes. So this level has 3 billy goats that you're escorting to their homes. You saw me pass 2 of them. They each give you an egg, but we only need the last one, so we don't really care about helping the first 2. Only this guy matters.
Thanks for that.
And then coming up here is
Let's head on
the first boss of the game, actually, Buzz.
So that takes you to the balloon, which is this magical vehicle. It'll take you to the boss fight, and from there to the next hub world.
Listen carefully, you.
Sheila's actually supposed to be talking to you just standing outside, but since they glitched their way into the Sheila portal, they haven't unlocked her yet. They haven't paid for her to be released, so she actually talks to you from inside the cage. It's a little weird.
So this fight is done very unintentionally related to positioning and camera. We try to keep Buzz near the edge of the level as well as ourselves to cut him off from doing this buzzsaw attack. And what you see me doing is moving my camera to the side That is to keep him from spawning his firewall, which keeps you from being able to attack him for several seconds.
It's a very common theme in this game that when something happens off camera, a lot of the time it doesn't actually happen. So Buzz is intended to have more attacks, but since we rotate the camera away from him, he just doesn't do them. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Well, you get to see one of them at least.
Okay, so coming up here is where Orsa and my own route slightly differs from each other.
Yeah.
You won't really see who might be ahead up until the end
Right.
of this hub.
We do completely different midday routes. The level I do first, Wed does last, so.
Another unskippable Bianca cutscene here.
And this skip here is, we call it bridge swim. So, I failed it right there. This is fairly inconsistent. So, I'll explain it after I get it
There you go.
So as you jump forward underneath that bridge, part of Spyro's hitbox gets thrown inside of the bridge, meaning you're kind of out of bounds. So you're able to, at the right time, when the waves are up higher, you can swim over the lip of the wall and get a swim in air through the wall.
Yeah, Orsa is going to be doing a very tricky jump here. It's very precise. Another place where the level's designed to be just too far for you to barely not make the jump and the glide. But if you do it perfectly,
So,
gets it first try. Wed, meanwhile, is doing Sergeant Bird's base, another escort mission with these hummingbirds. He has to open the door by dropping these anvil things. Mostly he's just killing a couple of enemies. Sergeant Bird is the only character that gets to fly permanently. And he has these rocket launchers that he shoots, but he's kind of slow.
There is also interesting movement in Sergeant Bird where you constantly strafe to go faster than like just regular moving through the level.
Yes. Strafing is faster than going forward, and you can actually strafe forward just by pressing forward and holding both strafe buttons, L1 and R1.
Now Orsa is going to glitch his way into Spooky Swamp here.
So I'll be attempting another proxy, another dead body proxy here off of one of these gators.
Croxy.
Yes.
Yep.
I got a small one.
There's a second one you can try later, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He.
Bad RNG.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, in some
Okay.
levels.
Oh,
the
I got a
enemies
second
attack
try.
each other.
That was also a small one.
Yeah. Croxy not cooperating today.
Okay.
No, it's a weird proxy. The inputs are not what they usually are.
But they're already to
Okay.
the end.
I got
Runs
it.
over.
No worries.
And you got the weird Thelonious glitch.
Yeah. So that's camera based. If you turn the camera away at a certain angle, or there are several angles that work,
Yeah.
but directly behind him is the one I usually go for. The egg spawns in a sort of a weird spot right under Spyro.
We have time for a quick donation?
Sure.
We have a $50 donation from anonymous Insomniac Games developer saying, awesome to see Insomniac represented SGDQ with 2 games and for a great cause. Let's get to that Star Spangled Banner challenge before Ratchet. Actually, that has been met now, so we will be hearing Zem sing the Star Spangled Banner before. Thank you guys so much for all your donations. Please keep those coming in. I'm going to let you guys get right back over to this race.
Okay, Wed is entering Buzz's dungeon, or no, sorry, Bamboo Terrace now. Yeah, not Buzz's dungeon, sorry.
And this is where the third type of proxy in the game comes to play, which is a squeeze proxy. What you do is you end up fitting Spyro's body to a space slightly too small for him, and you can kind of relate it to like when your hands are wet and you squeeze a bar of soap. You just kind of ekes his way out.
And we're already at the end of the level.
We would be. Oh, dear.
Next, you're going to Enchanted Towers, right, Wed?
Yep.
So it's a cute trick here. In the hub world, there's a Super Flame power-up that you're supposed to train with to hit some targets or something. And there's also a spinning game that you're supposed to use to open the portal. Oh, that's a spin jump right there. So we just skip the spinning game and hit it with the Super Flame power-up and go straight in.
So yeah, spin jumps are something that I use every once in a while in the run, where you end up facing away from a wall, and you spin as you're jumping to gain a little bit more height. Nice, got it. Was kind of afraid about not getting that squeeze proxy.
Yeah, spin jumps are pretty much exactly what they sound like. You jump and you spin and you get height.
So here's a warning for everybody who's watching this on headphones. wedc517's stream is about to make a very loud noise with these explosions.
Little did you know that this man had a fourth rocket. Oh, never
Nope.
mind.
No,
I
he
did not
didn't.
get it.
Not today.
He did not have one.
Oh,
Should've had best
we're getting
left.
audio from Orsa. Okay.
Okay.
Well, you'll hear it in like a couple of minutes then.
Yeah, there's some kind of manipulation you can do in Enchanted Towers to make a fourth explosion happen for no real reason.
There you go.
Nice. Bunny vase snipe.
Nice.
Wed about to do the tricky long jump on Icy Peak.
Ah,
Hovered too early.
the jumps. Oh, I should leave the level. That jump is very precise. You need a very good jump and a very good hover in order to make it.
This one's looking better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spin jump. Also saves you talking to Hunter.
Pulling a Toto right
I
now.
was just going to say no setup. Setup works every time except at GDQ.
Now, this is actually technically a squeeze. Oh, we missed it. That's technically actually a squeeze proxy, even though you have a dead body there because of the. I don't
There we go.
understand why. There you go.
I got the bridge.
So here we go with the loud noises with these rockets hitting this sculpture in the center of the level. Watch out. All right, the loud noises are done.
Oops.
And Wed, you're already on to Spike, right?
I am as well.
Well, yeah.
Oh, all
we're,
right.
We're very
All
close.
right, so
we're
we got a
pretty
good
close.
race going. So this is the whirly gig. That's going to take them to Spike's arena.
This is known to be one of the only good bosses in the video.
It's a pretty straightforward boss. He's just going to shoot at you. You're going to shoot at him. Sergeant Bird is going to drop these power-ups around the level.
Yeah, one interesting about this fight
Okay.
is that it shows off. This game has scaling difficulty based on your performance. So because Wad and I have only been collecting end-of-level eggs, the game thinks we're underperforming, so it's giving us an easier boss fight than we would normally get.
So Spike only has 6 hit points right now, where under higher difficulty levels he would have 9.
He also fires less shots. He goes 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shots instead of 2, 3, 4.
Good. I got a good spawn.
Yeah. I did as well. Well, sort of. It's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get the glide though. So this is actually a version difference. Wad and I are both playing on the original version of the game, not the greatest hits version. And there's two weird things about Spike. One of them is that normally there's a boss cutscene before the fight that is missing from 1.0. And also, it doesn't spawn us in the center of the arena. It spawns off to the side at a random point around the egg. 1.0 is slightly faster than the greatest hits version.
Route's going to change very slightly here as well.
Yeah. This is just a preference thing.
Yep.
Wed is entering Frozen Altars. That's the one level in the game where you have freezing breath instead of flame breath. And he's going to do a mammoth proxy very early on, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Right here.
Oh,
All right.
That's a really good one.
Nice proxy, dude.
And I just
and
had to get hockey. That doesn't really lose much. Doesn't matter.
Orsa is playing on Bentley's Outpost. This is the third playable character, Bentley, who is really slow. He has a smash attack. He has this shield he can do with his club. It's another escort mission where you're escorting his brother Bartholomew through the level. At least you can smash Bartholomew on the head.
Yep. It's part of the route.
You're supposed to deflect his snowballs that get thrown into these gongs to open up the area, but you're going to skip the second gong, right?
Yep. So there's a little subtle thing there with the seals. I turned the camera away in order to manipulate the cycles. Basically, you want the seal to be just about to throw the snowball and then turn the camera away because, again, what's happening off screen isn't really happening. So it sort of freezes the seal cycle in place. Here I can skip the gong. And
World record.
You get a little squeeze proxy,
a little squeeze proxy.
which doesn't help at all.
No, but it looks cool. And
Yeah, swag.
Yeah, we call that world record proxy.
slight
Because-
misnomer. It's never been in a
it's
world
never been
record.
in a
Yeah,
world
it's
record.
never been a world record.
You kind of have to wait for Bartholomew to catch up with you in a couple of spots. All right, Orsa about to try the proxy off the mammoth.
Welcome to Frozen.
Good one.
Nice.
Thanks for helping.
Get up there.
The ducks doing their weird Clint Eastwood impersonation. There, the two races are really even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really close.
It could really go either way
could-
at this
it's-
point.
It could go either way.
It might be about to end, yeah.
All right. You both going to fireworks?
Yeah. The routes are the same from here on.
Okay. All right, this is the hardest trick in the game. Someone want to explain Firefly proxy, or? It's just another dead body proxy, really. But the Firefly is moving kind of erratically, and it's a real small target.
I completely missed it.
Okay, let's watch Wed.
And the Firefly didn't even move.
Didn't even move. So
Yeah.
both
that-
of you just making the one attempt on Firefly
Yeah.
proxy? Okay. Well, then we're
my
just doing this level
consistency's been
normal.
awful with it.
I
That
don't have enough lives to try again.
Oh, fair enough.
And both streams will treat us to this cutscene with Greta, where she leaps across the chasm.
Yeah.
A little Matrix throwback there. She says she has to flee my mind.
Firefly proxy saves, what, about 30 seconds? if
30,
you get a first try?
35.
Yeah. So some people will death abuse over it to try it again. It saves time up to 3 or 4 tries, depending on a couple different things.
It looks like this. Hey.
But yeah, it is the hardest trick either of us go for.
If you see him,
On to Lost Fleet. We just lost Hunter. So can I talk us through zombie mode?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So on this level, it's just another escort mission with Crazy Ed. But you're going to see right at the end of the level that both the players are going to get rid of all their health. So you see this firefly, this dragonfly that's buzzing around both characters. Both of them are gold right now. That's Sparks, and that's both... Sparks will fly out and pick up gems, but also he's your health indicator. He starts out gold, and you take a hit and he goes to green. You take another hit and he goes to blue. You take another hit and he goes away entirely, which also means you have to pick up the gems yourself. But if you take one more hit when you don't have a Sparks, you die. But there's this funny thing that you can do. If you, there are a couple of frames between when you lose Sparks and when the game actually kills you and like you respawn.
There's
and stuff.
exactly one frame.
Exactly one frame. And if you can exit the level during that one frame, like that, there we go, he's going to start out in the hub world and as what they call zombie mode.
Come on. Bufferless, and then I accidentally
Got to change those controls up.
So zombie mode means that you can no longer change state. You can't use power-ups, you can't use whirlwinds, you can't start or stop swimming. And since you exit that level underwater, that means you stay swimming the entire time. And so it's just another free swim in air, and they're going to go into Charmed Ridge. And they're still in zombie mode, even entering Charmed Ridge, but the next time that they die, or if you encounter certain cutscenes, one of which is in Charmed Ridge, then that'll kick you out of zombie mode.
The other one is in Fireworks, but
Yes, we've already passed that. So
Oh, you can't pause while you're in zombie mode either.
Nope.
They're
No.
trying as a proxy. Oh, you got it. Proxy off of that Gnorc there to skip right to the end of the level.
nice.
They both got
oh,
it.
nice,
All right.
good job.
We got a really even race. This is
Coming
awesome.
to the Scorch RNG.
Oh,
So this is the cutscene with at the end here that turns off zombie mode.
Yep.
Okay.
Lets me pause and exit right at the end.
And on to the third boss, which is Scorch.
Good luck.
You too.
Scorch has a lot of RNG. Bentley is going to be firing off these special power-ups, these little rockets, one of which is red and one of which is green. You absolutely want the red one. The green one is almost useless. So the green one is supposed to be a homing missile, but it doesn't really home that well. And you only get one of them. The red one, you get 50 of them, and you aim them yourself. And guess what? That's a lot more useful.
They do the same amount of damage, so there's
Yep.
no point in ever wanting
There's-
the green one.
Yeah. Both of them do 1 point of damage. How many times do you have to hit Scorch?
I have no idea.
I can't remember either. Just kind of fight him.
Yeah.
So he spawns these random enemies at you. Crabs, he may actually spawn a one-hit version of Buzz, who was the first boss.
Looks like we both have.
Both getting green. Really, the most important thing about this fight is whether you're getting red or
I
green.
got red second try.
All right.
Second try, rats.
Right.
Nice.
You can only hit him when the shield is down. But they fire hoping that he'll drop his shield. So that's part of why the 50 hits is so much more useful. Wow, super even. All right. All right, we're going to enter the final area of the world of the game, Midnight Mountain Home, the last hub world, and we're actually not going to do any of the levels in this. Instead, we're going to do this one strange squeeze proxy called the Helmet Proxy, and that's going to get us some vertical height and get us into the portal for the fight with the Sorceress, which is the end of the game.
So normally you need 100 eggs to open the door to the Sorceress. We only have 19, which is not quite 100. But what we can do instead is the loading zone to the sorceress bleeds slightly above where it's supposed to be. So if we can get up into the mountains above where the loading zone is, we can just go to the sorceress. So this is where we employ the proxy.
Yeah, so this isn't a locked proxy, or this isn't a locked portal. Those are underneath the level. And this, instead, is a little higher up. So it sends him flying sideways, and that kind of kicks him up a little bit when he hits the rocks.
Ah, shoot.
And then you just hop to where the portal is and go fight the sorceress.
In the sorceress fight, we have Agent 9, who's the fourth playable
All right.
character we're not going to play as. Oh, we got it? All right.
Good job.
That one was weird.
Yeah. Shout out to Wood, though. Helmet Proxy is only about almost 3 years old now. Whenever Tuval discovered the sorceress loading zone, and Wed was actually the one who came up with the set of inputs to make Helmet Proxy consistent.
So with Sorceress, it's Agent 9 helping you. We're not going to play as him, obviously, because this is the last level of the run. Agent 9 is a monkey with a laser gun. There's one level in the game where you actually play kind of like Doom. It's first person. There are 3 stages to the Sorceress fight, where Agent 9 is going to be dropping first a turret, and then a tank, and then finally a UFO. And it depends on how many hits you've gotten on the Sorceress so far as to which one he drops on you. I think if you do it right, you can do what's called, you call it tank skip, or you call it UFO skip.
I almost actually got it right there.
You can you skip the tank and the UFO. It's fairly luck-based, and it's also somewhat performance-based as well. Just depends on what Agent 9 decides to shoot down.
I was actually looking really close to being a UFO skip, actually.
Yeah. Did you get an Agent 9 proxy?
What? Yeah, I did.
Oh, nice. Okay. Good.
Wed got the UFO. So from this point on, Agent 9 has only been dropping UFOs for both gentlemen. And the UFO lets you fly up into the air and dodge the bolts a lot more easily, but it turns super slowly. So this is a really
Time
close
is coming
race.
up, by the way.
Oh,
On the last
shoot.
hit.
Yeah, time is when they get the last hit on the Sorceress.
That's time for me. GG. Good race, man. Good race.
Do we want to show off a couple of small glitches?
Do we have time for that? Do we have time for a couple
like-
glitches?
It's like a minute or two.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Sorry? One more time?
It's a funny
30:08 and 30:48.
All right, cool.
So
30:38, 30:58. So 20 seconds apart. So awesome
Those were
race. Let's
all
have one more round of
low
applause for both of our racers for an awesome race.
nice, you got sub 30.
Oh. So, are you doing Bluto glitch?
I can do either.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll do. Stone.
Yeah. Unless you want me to do zombie again.
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Actually, you should do Bluto glitch.
Do Bluto?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I know how to do it, but I've never done it. So
Oh. You really?
yeah.
Huh. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly head back to Seashell to do a very interesting glitch that makes the game look very pretty.
So while we're getting there, we have time for a couple quick donations.
Go
Yeah,
for it.
Go for it.
All right, so we had a lot of these actually in the middle of the run. That's how we got to the singing the national anthem before Ratchet and Clank. We have a $250 donations from Zenman P74 saying, please put this towards singing the Star Spangled Banner. Happy Independence Day, everyone. We have a $200 donation from Ray saying, I have to donate during one of my favorite games. Keep up the good work, GDQ, and save the animals. Sorry, not sorry. We have a $150 donation from Var Shayas saying, I always enjoy watching. Makes my workday so much more fun. Again, guys, thank you all so much for those donations. Let's get to 140,000 before Ratchet & Clank starts.
So I'm game overing intentionally here because we didn't open the Sorcerer's door, so it's still closed. So you have to game over to go all the way back to midnight, otherwise you'd just be stuck. Okay. So I'm going to do something fun in Frozen Altars, but it requires me getting zombie mode again first. So grab that in Lost Fleet first.
We never commented on it, but there was actually a little spin jump to get you up on that ledge that lets you skip the stairs in order to get to this waterfall ledge, or the water swim
The swim in there.
Yeah, the wind. What is the
called-
whirlwind
yeah.
skip?
Whirlwind bypass.
Whirlwind bypass. There are a couple of mini bosses in the game. This Bluto is one of the mini bosses that we just completely skipped over.
Yep.
Yeah. Why am I going this
Yeah,
way?
you should go backwards.
So, yeah, pause buffering is, for one thing, very useful for getting zombie mode in this game, but it's also very, very good for making this game look like a complete mess.
Yeah. Do you know why this happens?
No.
Okay.
If I put in 3D glasses, does that come out in 3D?
I don't
try
think
it, maybe.
You can try. This is a fantastic Bluto fight,
All
I
right.
gotta say.
So as previously mentioned, zombie mode prevents you from changing states, and it also prevents most cutscenes from being able to teleport you. So if you've played this game casually, you probably know that there's these giant terrifying snowmen in Frozen Altars that toss Spyro around. If I get grabbed by one, he tosses me away, but the game can't pull me out of the cutscene to teleport me away, so Spyro just goes to space.
All right,
All right,
that's it.
That's Spyro 3. Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, we're going to start setting up for Ratchet & Clank. In the meantime, we have a $5 donation saying, can you sell wedc517? That's your boy Zero. Shoutouts to Bensagram, and also tell Wed I will do a 500% Crash 2 stream if he says yeehaw, yeehaw, yeehaw. Assuming that's an inside joke. We have a $100 donation from an anonymous saying, let's hear him sing. Also, save the frames, kill the animals. Also want to thank Tiny Build Games for their support of Games Done Quick. They're an indie game studio that started off with no time to explain. They've released a ton of games, and their most recent game is a real-time strategy game called Boyd. It's releasing on Steam this week, so go check it out, guys. We have an anonymous $50 donation saying, Spyro and Ratchet & Clank are some of my favorite games of all time. It's awesome to see them at SGDQ. Keep up the good work, everyone.